Hey everybody. Alright, so the purpose of this video is to walk you through my electrolysis tank that I just built. It's a 55-gallon e-tank, and I used a blue 55-gallon drum, and I used a sheet of stainless steel, and it's 16 gauge stainless steel. 304 is what you want to ask for, and it's supposedly non-magnetic, and you can find it at steel places. Now I will say that the total build, including the charger, is around $300, so you need to budget about $300, maybe a little bit more, depending on your area and how much the cost of steel is. But that's what I spent on my tank, is roughly $300, okay? But what I did was I found the 55-gallon drum at a local car wash, and so I called the car wash and they gave me one free of charge. So that was really cool. So I didn't have any cost in that. And it is a solid 55-gallon drum. It doesn't have the removable top. It was all one piece, which is really what you want, because the lip of it, the top of it, is really beefed up, so it's a very, very strong barrel. And what I did is I used a Sawzall to cut the top out, okay? And so that's how I removed the top and opened it up, and of course I washed it out and cleaned it up really good and let it dry. But the next hurdle was finding the sheet metal, and what I had to do was call around to several steel supply places in my town, and I found a 4x8 sheet of stainless steel sheet metal, and I had them do one cut. I had them cut off a foot from the 4-foot length, so that left me with a 3-foot by 8-foot sheet of stainless steel and a 1-foot by 8-foot piece of scrap. And the 3x8 sheet is what I used for my tank. And the way that I bent it, and you got to be very careful with this, take your time, and if you can get some help, I would advise it, because the corners and the edges of this sheet metal I cut myself several times. They're very sharp. So, but I used very, very strong ratchet straps, and I would suggest that you get pretty wide, thick ratchet straps from Walmart that are able to handle a load of 5,000 pounds or more. Okay, you just want to err on the side of caution here. And when I say 5,000 pounds, then what I mean is the ratchet straps have been tested to not break until they reach 5,000 pounds of pressure. Okay, you're not going to get anywhere near 5,000 pounds of pressure, I don't think, with bending 16 gauge stainless steel. But again, err on the side of caution here. And I basically wrapped the outside of the sheet metal with some cardboard, because you don't want to ratchet those straps over the edges, because it'll break them. Okay, and I used 3 ratchet straps, and you just want to ratchet, one side, ratchet the other side, ratchet, and you may have to adjust from time to time. So just, again, take your time with this, bending that thing. And then once I had them built, I drilled out and tapped some holes, and I put stainless steel 1/4-inch bolts through it to hold it, into the cylinder form. And mine, I had to get a cylinder of roughly 20 inches in diameter, and then that slid right down into the tank, easy as you please. My manual charger I got at Tractor Supply, as well as this cowboy hat, which I've had now for about a year. And Tractor Supply was actually discontinuing the manual charger, and I was able to pick it up for about $80. And I paid $200 for my stainless steel sheet metal. So there you go. That's basically what I did. That's how I sourced all my materials. That's how I bent the metal, put it together this morning. When you do your water, okay, you want to, I bought a 5-gallon bucket. And so I'd fill up a 5-gallon bucket, dump it in, and I would do a tick mark per 5-gallon bucket. And every 5th bucket, which would be your 25-gallon and your 50-gallon point, I actually used hot water from my tap inside my house and mixed in with my washing soda, half cup per 5-gallon bucket. And so I just did I did 2 mixes of dumped in washing soda into my e-tank and plugged it in, and it's working like a champ. So there you go, that's how I did it. And now I'm going to cut to some videos that I recorded. They're very short, and paste in some pictures to kind of show you what I did as time went along. Okay, if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. But it is working fantastic. I just put a Griswold skillet in there, and it is blasting off the crud and the rust and everything. So it's working great. Thank you to Drew and Lois of the Electrolysis Tank Builders Facebook group. You guys were awesome. Big help. And made it really simple for me. So thank you. And here we go.
Alright, here we go. This is a video showing you the build out of my electrolysis tank version 2.0. So here's a 55-gallon drum, and you can find these at your local car washes and detail places. I've heard Cracker Barrel has these things. Several places, but you want it to be food grade or having only stored things like detergents or whatever in there. You don't want any toner, ink, or any other chemicals in one of these guys. And what I'm going to do is I got my Sawzall here, and you want it to all be one piece. Okay, so don't get the one that's got the top, removable top. It'll probably work, but it's stronger if it's all one piece. So I'm going to take my Sawzall and basically cut along here and cut out the top. And so we'll bring you back when that's done. Alright, so here we go. Not the cleanest looking cutting in the world, but I have the top cut out. There it is down in the bottom. And so now we are ready to go to the steel place, buy a sheet of plate steel, stainless steel, cut to size, and get that inserted here inside the drum after I wash it out. Alright, there she is. After much sweating and a little bit of grunting, I got the stainless steel sheet bent, and I got it secured here with some stainless steel bolts, top and bottom, to keep it in this form. But yeah, it worked out to roughly 20 inches in diameter. I had to get it down to 20 inches so that it would fit. And there's a little bit of a gap right here, but it's not too bad. It sits in there pretty good. And now we're hitting the home stretch. So I'm going to fill it with the water and the Arm & Hammer washing soda and hook her up, and should be good to go. And here we are. I've joined the ranks of the elite electrolysis builders. Much fizzing going on, and my amp is pulling about 15 amps on the 20 amp setting. So I would say mission complete. We'll let that run for a while. I dropped in a Griswold that was really grimy, and we'll check it in a little while.